ready for a thunderous attacks here and how to use your heroes and their special abilities. So let's get into it. It's our host Peter and Stink Pants.
Let's do this thing!
Alright, so what we're doing here is having a look at a war attack. It is a go wipe attack as well, and a good example of one it looks like. We'll have to do that in a future video. It'd be good to explain that one. So what we're going to do here is just concentrate on the king and queen and see how they're being used, particularly the special power. Now Zia here is doing very well. He's being very patient. Hasn't activated either yet. That king will zoom in a second. Here we go. Already lost a bit of health. Now, recommendation, you do want to activate it before the colour changes. Do it now, Azure. Do it now. What are you doing? Come on, let's go. Oh, in the red. So, not too bad. Got back to maybe 3/4 health. But you can see they're already losing a lot of health again. Getting a lot of damage from many of the defences around it. Queen's a little bit different. We'll zoom in on her as well. Now that cannon would do a lot of damage there if it locks in on her. Right, she's still doing well. King's still going. Alright, so moving on to the next part, you can see that the king's probably not going to last much longer, and that queen's got a bit of work to do. He's at 81% already, which is good, and for a war attack we're hoping for a 3-star. So far so good, still patient with the queen. With her, as I said, don't let her health get down too much. I'd activate it about now. As you'll see, it wouldn't go back to full health. No, what are you doing? Don't let it get in the red.
Red.
No. Oh, if it goes in the red, you can see when he activated it, it's still in the red. So the queen doesn't have much health left now, and there's only 2 defences left. If you'd activated a bit earlier, chances are she would have taken out both of those. She might take out the archer tower here. It looks like she will, yes. So there's only the cannon, but it will take her out. It does a lot of damage to a queen, and there you go. So not bad, but definitely with the queen activated earlier. King on that one I would as well. So moving on to the next one. This also looks like a go wipe attack, this time on a Town Hall 10, and it does have a mixture of bowlers in there. You ever tried that one, Stink Pants?
Not yet.
Neither have I. We might have to try it one day. So again, just concentrating on the king and queen. You can see there's already a little bit of trouble with the Inferno Tower. Looking at the king though, still hasn't activated, but looks like, oh, it's gonna, yes, well done. He's done well with the king there. In the meantime, that queen, if it can lock on to that Inferno Tower first, it'll take it out and then not do as much damage. You can see it's locked onto, yes, well done, queen. Again, he's still got the full power, being very patient. Oh, again we've got, oh yes, perfect. That was fantastic. That was almost at the full health. And in terms of that Inferno Tower, it's set the single as well. And you'll see here how quickly it'll wipe out the queen one. And there it goes. Once it locks on, it might do the same thing here with that P.E.K.K.A. If it, oh no, the P.E.K.K.A. got lucky, but it will do it to the bowler. So you can see how damaging these single set Inferno Towers work. I got to say this was an almost perfect example of how to use the king and queen. Again in war, did exceptionally well, particularly with, oh, there goes a bomb that didn't get set off before, one more easy to go. But that was just great, Jade. Shout out to you, and in war as well. Picks up the 2 stars. Now for the next one, this is different. We're looking at one of the big boys using all 3 this time.
Boy.
Actually, he's not that big. Well, he's got some pretty solid defences there. So this time we're using an air attack, and if you look at the Grand Warden, it's floating around there with its cape out, letting you know it's an air attack. With this, you do want to press it, as I did, fairly early on. As soon as all of those troops have been dropped, and they're starting to spread for the defences, press the Grand Warden, because it's there to protect the troops. And if you do it that way, it's going to protect all of those balloons. You understand that one, Stink Pants?
Okay.
Alright, so this time, moving in on the king, being patient here, still hasn't used the special power. Don't let it get below half health as soon as it changes colour, or even a bit before that. So what are you doing there, Poodot? Do it now! Not too bad. Yes, that almost got to the full health. Could have pressed it maybe a touch earlier, but that was a good example, I'd have to say.
Okay.
So moving on to the queen now, we'll concentrate on her, speed things up a little bit. You can see she takes out these buildings, special ability hasn't been used, and we'll pause it right there. You can see that the mortar is about to drop something on her, and it does virtually no damage. so don't be afraid of the mortars. The double cannon, however, this one did a lot of damage. You can see I pressed it straight after that cannon, still didn't get it back to full health. So you can see this one is a good example of how you use the Queen's special ability earlier, almost at the full health. And if you look now, she is taking out those outside buildings all on her own. She's got one more to go there. I didn't use the clan castle troops or the donated spell because I didn't need to, we'd already won. But that could have been the difference between a 2 and a 3-star had I have done that. Now the last example, this time it's a ground attack. So the Grand Warden has been set to ground. You can see her cape's not floating now this time. Now again, you want to wait till all of your troops have been deployed, just like I'm doing here, and press the Grand Warden's special powers soon after that. Now in this case, because she's set the ground, she will protect the King and the Queen already, but you can see the King's already in trouble. What are you doing there, Poodot? Press it, you're in the red, this is no good. And you can see just gets a little over half health. It looks at this point with that enemy Archer Queen, he's going to get wiped out very quickly, as you can see. Concentrating on the Queen though, she's got a healer attached to her, so you can be a little bit more patient. This is not a Queen Walk attack, mind you, so when you've got healers in play, you can take a lot more damage in the hope that they'll repair those along with Rage. Again, you've seen that it's been pressed relatively early, and again, she's almost back to full health. Now, there's a lot more defences left over this time, so she's probably not going to do as much damage as the last attack. We'll zoom in. You can see cannons on her already, that will do a bit of damage. You've got quite a few things there that will do a lot of damage to her. She's not going to last too much longer. But you can see Stinkpants, by pressing it early, she's still going quite strong with that amount of health. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep.
All right.
Agree.
So that's pretty much it. 4 examples, how to use all of your special heroes and their abilities. On behalf of Poodot and Stinkpants, we thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share, etc. And we'll say toodaloo.